Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. Now, of course, today's no different. Today, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac and Candiace claiming that Karen Huger tried to get her fired from the show. There's a lot more to this, and we're going to get into the details. But before we do, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, roll the intro.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so from what we're hearing, it seems like Candiace was not ever able to let go of the drama that came with the Monique and Candiace showdown last season. It was during season 5. It was intense. Monique and Candiace got into a fight over the table. It split fans in both directions. Half of the fans were on Candiace's side, and they were like, Monique shouldn't have put her hands on her. And the other half of the fans were over here on Monique's side, like, well, they were on Monique's side. Okay, so with that, I just wanted to say, when this all happened, the cast really kind of defended Candiace a lot. Giselle Bryant, Robin Dixon, Dr. Wendy Osefo, they were all backing Candiace, saying this behavior was atrocious and she should have never put her hands on you. Ashley Darby, however, wrote a statement on Monique Samuel's behalf. And then you have Karen Huger, who wanted to remain neutral. And she said, honestly, I see where both parties are wrong here. Candiace obviously didn't like that because she wanted to know that Karen was going to be there for her and she wasn't going to be supporting Monique at all moving forward. Again, that is not what the Grand Dame did. So for that, I feel like Candiace might have some residual feelings. Now, when Candiace talked with the Jasmine brand, they were talking about Karen's apology to her, and Candiace answered back with, did she apologize? I mean, she apologized for me being hurt, but that's not an apology. She also added, I don't feel like there was genuineness in her apology. Candiace added to that I think Karen was always here for Karen and she got caught up. The bottom line is Karen is for Karen, pretty much saying that Karen Huger only has Karen Huger's best interest in mind. However, when you look at this, that's kind of how most of the housewives operate. I feel like this is a dog eat dog world when you're on one of these franchises. They're all going to come at you in some capacity at one point or another. They might be your friend 1 second, one episode, and then boom, just like that, an article comes out calling your husband a cheater, saying that you're a liar, you did this, you have an alcohol problem, something happens, and then they're no longer having your back. We see this on every franchise. This isn't anything new. Candiace also added to that people like Karen, pretty much, who are only here for themselves, really are never going to have genuine remorse. In this interview, Candiace also made it known that there were so many things that happened at the reunion that weren't really talked about as much as they should have. And she said that she still doesn't have the answers to a lot of these things. However, it doesn't really make sense to go back and rehash the past because it's happened. And I'm wondering too, if she thinks that they weren't really talked about as much because at the end of the day, Monique showed up with the binder time stories. The whole thing was the center of the reunion when Monique showed up with this binder, and it really took attention off it. Nobody cared what anyone was wearing, what they were doing. Nobody cared what was being said. Everyone wanted to know what's in that binder. Now, it happened last month where Karen kind of teased us with, we'll see as viewers and fans, a lot of growth between her and Candiace. And she said that Candiace, there's a lot of love between Candiace and I. But when it comes to Candiace's perspective and her thoughts on all of this, she had a very different stance. She said flat out, no, you can't do what she did. You can't go to my boss and try to get me fired and then come back and smile in my face as if nothing ever happened, or as if Karen didn't actually try to get Candiace fired. I mean, normally I try to play devil's advocate here, but this is one time where I think I can agree with Candiace. If you try to get me fired, yeah, we're probably not going to get along. We're probably going to have problems, and most likely I will hold the same residual feelings of being like, you already crossed that line. I'm going to keep you over there. I don't need to get close to you. You tried to take my job from me. Hands are clean. I'm moving on. Candiace said that it was discussed on the reunion, and there were things that she was doing and saying on social media that we addressed privately through a text. And in that text, simply, Candiace said, I told Karen to go to hell. And after Karen received that go to hell message, she sent it up the chain and said that she was feeling like Candiace was threatening her. Candiace added to that she felt threatened by a text message where I said, among other things, go to hell. However, she is apologizing for Monique, who got physical, but she's threatened by me. She concluded that whole conversation with, I'm supposed to be friends with this person. No, she is not my friend. She is simply a coworker. So while they will continue to film with each other, because one, you're contractually obligated if you're both going to be on the show. Two, that's just simply how it works. Candiace has no problem filming with her, but she's letting us know, I'm going to keep you at an arm's distance. I won't share intimate details of my life with you. I'm not going to sit back and be like, hey, let's have some champagne and have girl talk. That's not happening. Moving forward, that is her coworker, and she's going to keep it strictly professional. Now, I have a lot of questions when it comes to this season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, because it started off with a bang and then it kind of went like this a little bit, but now we know it's about to pop off all over again. We started off this season where Giselle was letting Karen know that she's going to expose her for being a lie, and all of the lies that she tells, whether it's about her marriage, her drinking, cheating. She had a lot of allegations. And she said, but don't worry, Karen, I'm not going to drop it all out on the table right now. I'm going to drop little tidbits throughout the season. We have yet to hear one of those. So I don't know if that was trying to just stir us up and see if she couldn't get some sort of reaction out of the fans or what, but we haven't heard one thing come from Giselle regarding Karen as far as any new rumors. So then after that, we're like, what do we have to look forward to? Mia Thornton and Dr. Wendy Osefo, they went back and forth a little bit and let the episodes play out. And then boom, Giselle drops the bomb. In true Giselle fashion, lets Ashley Darby know that there are rumors circling around on social media that Dr. Wendy Osefo's husband, Eddie, has allegedly been cheating. Now, why would you go to Ashley Darby and share that? And why wouldn't you just bring this up to Dr. Wendy Osefo? There was a very important scene that was unaired, and it was at Candiace's pajama party where Dr. Wendy Osefo and Giselle got into a little bit of a back and forth, and I had DJ Richie Sky on my channel. We talked about it, and the only thing, I have to say is I agree with him. I think it was so important that we should have seen this scene, because it would have made us understand a little bit more as to what this buildup is in the rift between Giselle Bryant and Dr. Wendy Osefo. Now, Ashley Darby is arriving to the house. I believe it's in Williamsburg. She's arriving to the house, and when she does, she's going to tell Dr. Wendy Osefo exactly what was said by Giselle about her husband. And you can see in Dr. Wendy's face, she's not playing. She's letting Giselle know, do not talk about my husband. Watch your mouth, watch your back, be careful, and don't go there with me. I'm not the one to play with. I think this is going to be very interesting because Giselle has a history of going after many of the people on the show and their marriages. Ashley and Michael Darby, she's talked about Juan and Robin, and Robin's like her sidekick, her best friend on the show. She's talked about Karen and Ray. She's now talking about Dr. Wendy Osefo and that relationship. I believe she's talked about Charisse. I mean, she's talked about a lot of these women, but then nobody's allowed to talk about her and her relationship. It's very interesting. All right, guys, my question is, what are your thoughts on Karen and Candiace's relationship? How do you feel about Candiace being like, I'm going to wipe my hands clean of this relationship. I'm going to move forward and keep it strictly professional. And also, how do you feel about Karen trying to get Candiace fired? I don't know if I could come back from that. All right. With that, you guys know what to do. And if you haven't already, on your way out, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.